Well, the calendar has turned to October, which means the NBA's regular season is officially upon us. And literally just one day ago, LeBron was glazing himself about his historic 23rd season.
It's just super cool to be able to, be a part of history. We have so many, unbelievable, stories and things, storylines and things that's happened in our league. To be a part of history, I think it's just super cool.
Of course, though, the king of excuses was also tempering our expectations for him with the fact he is dealing with some injuries already.
Obviously, coming off the MCL sprain of last year, obviously, the foot has kind of given me a little problems from time to time throughout the course of the last few seasons. So that's always the challenge of seeing how I can get my body, as close to 100% where I can go out and perform at a high level.
And of course, the knee injury James is alluding to here was the alleged grade 2 MCL sprain in the fourth quarter of his most recent playoff choke job and subsequent gentleman sweep broom job in the first round of last summer's playoffs. A game the Lakers were favored in by 6.5 points at home and were tied 88-88 in the fourth quarter but managed only 16 fourth quarter points in behind King James and his 5 points on 2 of 7 shooting. One of those baskets, by the way, came in pure garbage time with the Lakers down 8 with only 34 seconds remaining. Oh, and for what it's worth, LeBron looked just fine on that layup, as he did while he was walking back to the locker room following the game. Though in the days following the end of that game, we learned that James had allegedly suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain in that fourth quarter during a collision with Dante DiVincenzo. And according to James, he couldn't even get out of bed the next morning. The doctor ordered an immediate MRI, and the diagnosis was made at that time. But just 20 days after that, LeBron was seen here showing off his dance moves in a social media post by 16th Sports. Oh, and as for the foot injury he was referencing, I thought that LeBron saw the LeBron of foot doctors.
Because I went to the LeBron James of feet.
And he said his foot was healing faster than anyone he had ever seen.
When did you get a sense of you would have a plan to get you back faster than what the normal?
When the doctors told me I was healing faster than anybody I've seen before with the injury.
Oh, and just a few days ago at the Lakers' official media day, LeBron made the admission that the thing he was working most on this offseason was his golf swing.
My golf swing. That's the one skill I was trying to improve this
summer. Look better.
But James was actually just joking around there. No, not with the golf swing comment, with this one.
I don't know. Probably I spent a lot of time on my catch and shoot, 3-pointers. I've probably seen a couple of videos, either me reposting, me working out with Chris Johnson, during my summer workouts, understanding how can I make the most of when I don't have the ball, either, moving into space.
LeBron working on his set shot jumpers, catch and shoot, and working without the ball. Rich as hell. Sure, LeBron. Look, as the saying goes, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and those are skills Bron hasn't been able to cultivate in 22 years. Anyway, perhaps what he should have been working on was, being healthy for the start of this season. Instead, though, it was announced 2 days ago that LeBron has a bit of a longer ramp up in mind.
I'm still ramping things back up. I'm not where I want to be, but I don't want to be where I want to be right now in September.
And quite frankly, he doesn't know what his availability is going to look like throughout camp and even possibly for the start of the season.
Yeah, that's to be seen. Obviously, I want to be out there as much as I can, as much as I want, but obviously, we know where I'm at.
But not to worry, just sprinkle in some fresh commentary about year 23.
It's year 23 for me. I got a lot of miles on my game. I've, trained, throughout the course of the offseason.
Because, of course, we cannot expect LeBron to play at a high level or be held accountable at this age, but when he plays at a high level, we are expected to be overly effusive with praise because of his age. The old double standard win-win scenario here that LeBron loves to live his entire basketball existence in. Of course, James is in a contract year for the first time in his 8-year career with the LA Lakers, and that is, of course, because the Lakers did not want to extend LeBron James this summer when they had the chance to, instead forcing him to activate his player option while then releasing a passive-aggressive, pouty little message to the franchise through his mouthpiece, Rich Paul. But now it is contract? What contract? LeBron isn't worried about any contract.
You know, super excited about that, and I'm not worried about contracts. Things at this, I don't know, that doesn't bother me at all. Super humbled to even have a contract still.
But even though LA seemingly doesn't want him beyond this year, coupled with the fact James is set to turn 41 years old this December, he doesn't necessarily have any retirement plans at this time.
Yeah. For me, it's just, am I still excited about the process? Do I still get motivated about the process every single year, preparing my body, preparing my mind, working on my body, training, things of that nature to get ready for a full season? I think once I kind of fall out of love with the process, then I'll know for sure, then it'll probably be the end for me.
Though, fear not, everyone, at Media Day, LeBron did let us all know he is not waiting to ride Bryce in on the same nepotism pony that he brought Bronny in on.
I'm sitting here, no, I'm not waiting on Bryce. No, I don't know what his timeline is. He's his own young man now. Like, he's down in Tucson. We'll see what happens this year, next year, but he has his own timeline. I got my timeline, and I don't know if they quite match up, but we'll see.
And yeah, that didn't necessarily sound like that strongly of a worded denial. Anyway, we will all have to breathlessly await LeBron's presence on the court this season, but one thing is pretty obvious, that whenever he does happen to grace us with his presence, he will go on plumping up those box score counting stats while loafing around on defense and actually making his team worse, as evidenced by that minus 54 a year ago, which was 20th best on his own team. And for reference, Luka Doncic was plus 176 last year in only 25 games played with LA, while Austin Reeves was plus 195. And those guys aren't particular defensive stalwarts either, but hey, at least they are actually putting forth some level of effort. So while we do not yet have an exact time frame for when LeBron is to suit up, what we do know is he will already be in mid-season form when he does get on the court.